adventure doesn't have to be a new place.
Right. I was a little bit more of a chicken.
This is your host, Maya.
This is your host, Althea.
And this is our podcast
With our powers combined.
Woo-hoo. And once again, this is not our normal setup. We are doing something new once again. We are out and about in Monterey. We did a duck paddle boat earlier.
We did.
Completely spontaneous.
Very
in the moment.
spontaneous.
We had a picnic. Then we were walking around, seeing the sights.
We're at the beach.
We're at
Look
the
at our
beach.
views. So beautiful. Hopefully you can see it well.
The nature. If you at home see squirrels approaching, let us know. Yell them out. Like a
And the
Dora
seagulls.
Explorer episode. Yell like, he's behind you.
Yes.
Let us know. We'd appreciate it.
We're on an adventure.
We're on an adventure. Because that is our episode today. The power of adventure. This came about partly because we were saying for summer, that's like people go on trips,
Yes.
they go new places, they hang out with friends. So we thought, let's do it. Let's enjoy those warm summers. At
Obviously,
the beach.
it's summer right now in
With our
California.
blankets and our sweatshirts. Hey, if you know, you know.
Hey.
But also, we've been joking more and more the past few weeks about the fact that in my heart, I think I'm spontaneous. And that's actually not true. I'm actually really do like a plan more than I realized. And it's a lot harder for me to kind of get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Do you feel?
I think I'm a little bit more on the spontaneous side, more than Maya, but I still do like knowing what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I like having like a little bit of time to plan for the spontaneity.
Yeah.
I won't be like, hey, like if you just randomly like, let's go right now.
Mhm.
You don't have anything on you. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that, but if
Yeah.
you give me a little bit of leeway of like, okay, in 4 hours we're gonna go do this, I can do that.
I feel like I'm spontaneous for the bit, and you're spontaneous in real life. Like, I will be like, oh, wouldn't it be so funny if we, like, did this right now? Ha, ha, ha. And if you were like, no, let's do it, I'd be like, okay. But you'll be like, this isn't a joke. We should go do this right now. And I'm like,
I feel like that's how the podcast started.
honestly, the podcast was, wouldn't this be funny? And you were like, hey, Maya, meet me to map out our podcast.
Hey,
And I was like,
Maya,
oh,
look
no.
at all of these artwork.
It's not a bit anymore.
You're saying, don't tell me that because I have all the things.
It's not a bit anymore. We've committed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so I feel like I am more on the spontaneous side and a little bit more adventurous, but still a little bit cautious.
Do you feel like you've always been that way? Like, as a kid, were you adventurous, or were you more of the cautious one in your family?
I would say yes, because I grew up with my older siblings,
Mhm.
and I do remember us going on like spontaneous trips.
Yeah.
Like on a midnight, just go for like coffee or like go for a drive or things like that. Like they would pull, I don't know if I should say it, they would pull me out of like school because we're gonna go on a trip. That I didn't know about. Don't think about it. I still got straight A's. Hey, no, but yeah. So growing up, like I think my family and my siblings just created that culture of adventure for me. At least that's how I saw it. So yeah, I would say that's why I'm a little bit more on the spontaneous side of like, yeah, if we're gonna go camping later and I have a few hours to prepare, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
How about you? Like growing up, how do you feel like?
I think as a kid, I was definitely, between like me and my brother, I was definitely the more adventurous one.
Yeah.
We have like childhood stories that I love to lord over him because I think they're so funny of like, because he's 4 years older than me.
Mhm.
And there would be moments where like, oh, there's something new and he's not sure what it is. And he's like, Maya, I think you should go check it out. Or like I think we were in like Arizona or something one time, and there was this like natural water park.
Yeah.
Where there were like natural rock slides that you could go down, and there were these big cliffs that you could jump in and like jump off of into the water. And my brother was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do
Yeah.
it. And he got up there and he was like, this is a little scarier than I thought. And I was like crying because I was like, I want to do it. I can do it. And like, even in that, like I wanted to go on this like water rock slide that I wanted to go down.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it. And then suddenly it was like a little bit faster than I thought it was. So I was like, I'm scared. And then as soon as it was done, I was like, that was great. Let's do it again. So I think definitely as a kid, I had that. I don't know if it was so much like spontaneous or like adventurous, but I think I was pretty like fearless as a kid.
Yes.
And at a certain point, I realized that I'm like, yeah, I want to plan. I don't want to be caught off guard.
Right.
I want more control. I think is really what that
I want to know what's happening.
Probably came down to I want more control in my life. So I'm trying to slowly ease myself back into the spontaneity. Trying to get back into that adventurous feeling.
I do think though, like adventurous in a sense of like fearlessness of like, hey, would you like jump from a cliff like down to the lake or whatever like that? I was a little bit more of a chicken. Like my cousins would definitely do it, but I would be a little bit more like, I don't know if I could do that, especially with height, like zip lining. We were talking about that earlier, but off the record. Yeah. But like I don't think I've ever gone zip lining just because I was a chicken and I was like, I don't think I could do that adventure, so.
And there is, I mean, I know we're talking about like, oh, are you like brave to do things? But like, I know like my brother is so adventurous when it comes to food. Like he loves going, like we went to San Diego a bajillion years ago and I think he got like a kangaroo burger or something because he was like, that's crazy. I simply have to know what that tastes like.
Yes.
And I was like, I'll get butter noodles. Like that, like I'm much more adventurous now as an adult than I was as a child who lived on just, chicken nuggets and ketchup. I've expanded my palate and whatnot.
Yeah.
But even like, there's just so many different ways that you can be adventurous.
Yes.
Which I'm also trying to like reassure myself of like, yeah, I may want a little more control in my life.
Right.
But I can say, yeah, let's go to Monterey today without like a clear, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Just be like, let's see what happens.
Yes.
Let's see where this goes.
Hey, that's what happened with our duck boat thing.
It really did. That one was all Thea.
We were like going and I was like, what if we recorded a podcast
and
in a duck boat?
I said, my blinker's already on. Let's go.
I will get into
the turn lane.
So that's how our Q&A is recorded.
I do feel like that helps me is when I'm with another person who's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I go, yeah, why not?
Like if you do it, I do it kind of thing.
Like very much so of like some like egging someone else on. Like I think that helps me a lot.
Yes.
Because I feel like even you saying that you're like, oh, well, my siblings were like that.
Yes.
So it helped.
Right.
I think as I got older, I was like, well, I don't have anyone egging me on anymore.
I don't know if I can do it. I have no safety.
Calling you out.
No, I think that's true. I think in college too, like, I mean, I focused very much on the things that I needed to do. I wasn't a party person. I wasn't like all of that. But I think what I realized is in my roommate situation, like we were all very much people who like adventure, who would go, but we also knew that we had responsibilities and things that we needed to do. But we had moments where like, hey, we've been going, like we should do something fun. Like get ourselves out of the things that we're doing. Yeah. Instead of me just feeling like sometimes if I'm doing work, I could just be like, oh yeah, I'll just keep on going even though I know I want to take a rest or maybe go do something fun. Yeah. But that helped out, being like, I'm not the only one doing this. Yeah. We're all going together. So having people around you, I think is important in terms of like going on adventures.
Like people who are gonna be there to help, and also having the reasonable friend to be like, oh my gosh, we should absolutely do an adventure. Yes. We shouldn't go to the snow right now though, because we're not dressed for it.
The balance of it.
Let's plan to do it like next weekend. Yeah. And let's make a plan, and it's like that's gonna be helpful.
I think what we're learning right now is that we're really not the extremely spontaneous type of people. Because I do know a couple of people that would just like go. Yeah. Without anything, without plans, without, preparing for it. And they would go and it would be fun. But
I don't think that could be me.
Exactly.
I won't say never, but I don't think that could be me.
That's good though. It's still open, but yeah.
It's also funny. I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm thinking about like college, because that is normally such a period in someone's life. Like you're away from home, you're living with new people, like whatever, however big your college experience is, it is pretty normal for people to like try new things and go forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking and going like, yeah, but I also remember like, and like going into high school and like into college, that was when my anxiety started getting really bad. So there was definitely like, I didn't want to. I certainly did not want to go out of my comfort zone, because my comfort zone doesn't even feel that comfortable right now because of the anxiety.
Yeah.
And my roommate, who I love to pieces, was also could like lean towards anxiety, and just in general was more introverted. I certainly came off as much more extroverted than she did. And she's an absolute planner. God bless her. She's such a planner. She would keep us on track, and I love that so much about her.
Yes.
But I think there were moments where, not in a bad way, but just in a like, yeah, the people around me influence.
Yes.
Where when I was with her, we were much more structured. And I think it also really showed me like the benefit of being structured.
Yes.
It's like, oh, you actually know when you're going to eat lunch,
Right.
because we planned when it was going to happen. Opposed to a lot of my like college friend group was a group of like 20-year-old boys. If you can believe, they weren't the most structured people. And I do remember very distinctly having a day where one of my like guy friends texted me, and he was like, hey, we're going to go to like Chino Hills if you want to hang out. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun. When are you guys going? They're like, we're leaving like 10 minutes. And I was like, what do you mean? And I like panicked, got dressed. I was like, you're going to suck. I'm like, and like trying to run out the door and like get there. And then they were late anyways. Yeah. But definitely those were friends that pulled out that adventurous side in me and led me into more things. And it wasn't always as spontaneous as that, but I even found in those moments that I was like, yeah, I can go on the adventure and still have my organized list and just like go out and do it. Yeah. And that also, I think in some ways helped with my anxiety, which I think was interesting.
Yeah. I love that. I think I'm realizing now too, talking about the spontaneity and adventure and growing up, how that was formed in my life. I think maybe, I don't know 100% if all the trips that we've had like that is spontaneous, or because I was so young that I'm not part of the planning. So I feel like everything's spontaneous for me.
Someone just put you, got you out of your bed and put you in a car, and you're like, here we go, guys.
Exactly.
You spontaneously got on a plane.
Yeah, like spontaneously went. No, actually, they surprised me for going on a plane for my 11th birthday. We went to Singapore. I did not know. I thought we were going on a trip somewhere, and they were saying, no, you're going on a, that was my first time on a plane. You're going on a plane and going to Singapore, and that, there you go, adventure. Crazy. Yeah, that is one of the more adventurous things. But then we got to Universal Studios, and I cannot go on the rides. So, not very adventurous of me.
Were you too small?
No, this is the roller coaster ride story.
Oh!
Yes. Which, the short version is that I went on the Mummy ride. That's probably like the second ride after we like got on to Universal Studios. And I got really scared that after that I didn't want to ride any other rides anymore in Universal. So yeah, one day I'll say the whole story, but that traumatized me.
Sometimes adventures are a little bit scary.
Exactly.
And sometimes you don't repeat an adventure. And that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay, and that's good. And it's good that adventures like take you out of your comfort zone. I was actually reading, I'll see if I have the quote pulled up. Hold on. I was in article in Psychology Today, and they were talking about the ways that adventure actually are like beneficial. And there's a quote that says, in a world that often confines us with the boundaries of routine and familiarity, inviting an adventure can be a powerful catalyst for growth and well-being. As the very essence of adventure, stepping beyond comfort zones and facing new challenges, embracing uncertainty, is a gateway accessible to most in the process of personal transformation.
I love that.
Which I thought that was so interesting because, again, I think like as a kid who like loved like adventure stories and adventure TV shows, adventures felt like adventure.
Yes.
Like it had to be something so
grand,
big and so dramatic in order for it to be an adventure.
Creative.
You had to go on a quest and fight a dragon. Like that was an adventure.
That was the adventure.
But I liked what the quote said is that taking this is actually like accessible.
Yeah.
Because an adventure doesn't have to be go and fight the dragon. The adventure can be, hey, we planned on going to Monterey today, and we said, what if we tried paddle boats?
Could be fun.
Or pedal boats.
Pedal boats.
Yeah, like, oh, what if we decided, let's try a new restaurant and let's get something off the
Yes.
menu that I wouldn't normally get?
Yes.
Like, those little elements are adventure. Anything that is taking you outside of your comfort
Yes.
zone can be an adventure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Yeah. When you were saying that, I was just gonna say that adventures for people are different. Like, it's very unique. It's very personal. Like, one of the things that I was thinking about when you were saying about like taking yourself out of your comfort zone and maybe like going on a little adventure. Like, in college, I would go and like eat alone, like go to a cute cafe or like be there and actually enjoy it. That was an adventure for me because it was like I'm so used to being with so many other people in my life that when I was in college and doing that was like an adventure. I'm like, I feel like I'm going on a little journey and a quest. I'm just like living life, you know? So those kinds of things.
yeah. I want to know, do you, like, was there a time recently that you went on a grand adventure or you tried something new that you're like, it was really good and I really liked that? Like, any kind of like recent memory?
I think...
Or even just in life, you're like, this is the best adventure I ever took.
I wouldn't say like this is the best adventure I've ever taken, but I did go visit my friend in Seattle, and that was like one of the first like trips that I've gone on alone and literally like done everything, like planned everything alone, and I was just like, I could do this now. Like, I could just go on trips and like plan it and do it. So I think that was really fun. Like, figuring out, not really having the like plan, like straight, this is what I'm gonna do here, but just going on an adventure, being like, okay, I'm gonna go to Seattle to be with my friend, but I'm also not constrained to anything. So that was fun having to do that. How about
That's so
you?
fun.
Anything that you've like gone on?
Yeah, actually, kind of similar to you is I last year like went on like a little girls trip and was visiting some friends from college, and it was super fun and like it was planned. We knew what we were gonna do. The day was set. I had to play like every part of like 2/3 of the trip was planned, and then I was driving home because I decided to drive in and out because it was preferable.
Yes.
Anyways, we're driving. And on the way home, I realized that I could pass through Santa Barbara pretty easily.
Yeah.
And
it's a good view.
And I decided I'm gonna, instead of going, like I could have gotten home at like 3 in the afternoon, but I didn't have anything going on that day. So I was like, okay, what if I like just did a solo hangout? So I found a restaurant in Santa Barbara and I took myself to lunch, and there happened to be a street fair in town. So
cute.
I walked around a street fair and like I talked to a couple of the vendors, and then I took myself and a book to the beach and I read at the beach for a while.
It's like a little tiny quest.
It was like a little mini, and it was something that I've taken myself like a couple times like out to dinner by myself, but I've certainly never gone. I to my recollection, I don't think I've ever been to Santa Barbara before. I think that was my first time in Santa Barbara. And I've never gone to a brand new city by myself, not to meet someone, not to hang out with a friend or visit family, just me, myself, and I having an adventure. And I was like, okay, here I go. And I think it was nice, especially the timing of it, of like a good reminder of like, hey, I like myself and I can do things by myself, and I can go to a restaurant I've never been before and walk around a city I've never been before and have a good time and walk away going, I did it.
I did it. I went on a journey. Yeah, I think there is a certain like excitement and exhilaration and adrenaline rush when you're doing something new, which is fun. Could be fun. Could be dangerous. And I think now in like my age, I'm realizing that I do want to go on a little bit more of that in my life, to not be too cautious, to not be too like, okay, I'm just constrained to this schedule, I just need to be an adult and do all of these things, but like to remember to have fun and like get myself out of the comfort zone, even if it's like, if it feels like something small for other people but not small for myself. If y'all can hear that, that's a seagull in terms of adventure. So that's like my hope and dreams for this adventure.
I think this is also, I think this when you were talking, is an adventure doesn't have to be successful in order to be good. Like,
Right.
when I think back on like family trips and like Ellen, obviously the moments of seeing something new were very exciting,
Yeah.
or trying new food. But there are some stories that we tell with so much fondness, and they were like things that went wrong.
Right.
Of like moments of, oh my gosh, remember the car ride? And it's like, yeah, and Maya got
Yeah.
sick in the back, and I'm like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Or like, there's a time where my dad and I, for a couple of years in a row, would go skiing.
Yes.
And it was super, super fun. And there was one time where I got off the wrong lift.
Yeah.
If anyone has been to any kind of like snowboard ski place before, sometimes you get on the wrong lift,
Yeah.
and then it drops you at the top of the wrong mountain.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, once you're off the ski lift, the only way down is to go down the mountain.
Yeah.
And I was a beginner skier, and I had accidentally stumbled upon like a black diamond slope, which is like the hardest one that you can do. And I didn't know where my dad was because we'd missed each other. And I was like, what do I do? And I was like, well, I can just stay up here forever until, I don't know, they call the police. I don't know how I get down from here. Or I just have to go down this mountain.
Right. Right.
So I just went down the mountain, and I fell multiple times, but I would fall over, and then I would get up and I'd get my skis on and I would go.
Yeah.
And it was very startling, and my dad laughed at me so much because he was like, I can't believe that you did that.
Yes.
There were so many better things you could have done than that decision you made. But it is something that I look back on, even though it's not something that I'd be like, and I want to do it again.
Yeah.
It was a moment where I was like, okay, it went wrong.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm alive. I didn't break anything.
It's an experience.
Yeah. Or we had a ski trip where we didn't make it to the slopes. I slipped on ice in the parking lot, and I thought I broke my arm because I hit it so hard. And we went home, and I felt so bad that I was like, we ruined the trip. I can't go anymore. But it was an adventure. And I think even post that, I had to then conquer like a fear of, okay, it's okay if I fall, and like, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
So bad moments, like mishaps, can still be good.
So
like, you shouldn't let the fear of what if it goes wrong stop you from actually going on the adventure.
Yes, that's good. Speaking of like ski trips.
Oh no.
No, we went to Canada for a family reunion, and this was like at the end of our trip, and we were like, oh, we should go like skiing.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. So we went to this thing, but we went towards closing time.
Okay.
And mind you, I'm not sporty, and I've never been like skiing before.
Oh no.
So I know nothing about this sport. So we went, and we all put on like the stuff, and we had to like figure out how to do it. That took time. So basically, we went on ice. We went outside, and we only had maybe 15 minutes left, and they were what, turning off like in this basic little tiny slope for kiddies. They were turning off the little ramp so that you could get to it, but we were like, hold on, like let us like go for at least once, and then we'll go down.
Yeah.
We went up, and mind you, I was with my nephews, so they were like what, 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 7-year-old, and I had like my siblings and stuff.
Yeah.
But I still went down. I just went slowly. I still have a video of it, and it was so funny. But like in terms of adventure and being spontaneous, that was a spontaneous thing. I did not know I was going to do that day. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this ever again like this. Maybe if I had more time, I will. But yeah, I thought that was funny.
Sometimes
in terms of falling down.
Sometimes an adventure is a lesson learned.
Exactly. We're not going towards closing time.
It's a lesson learned, and it's a look back on memory.
Yeah. In terms of memories, like what's if you could think about it, I do have one in mind, but think about a memory or something you could share, like an adventure type of memory that you're like, oh yeah, that's one I will not forget, or that's one for the books.
Oh yeah. Man, I feel like I can think of so many different things that we've done that's been just because my family's done so many trips. I think one that I think about all the time, because I was shocked by how much I liked it, is we went to Utah, and we went to like Zion National Park and like Bryce National Park, which are these like giant canyons that you do this like mountain trail, and it was hotter than blazes because we were in the middle of the summer. No one goes to Utah in the summer because it's like 100 degrees, and we said, what if we went on a hike? But it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was really, really great. It was a place that we would never have thought to go
Yeah.
to anyways. And we certainly never would have thought this is going to be like the best thing to do. But I just remember how beautiful it literally felt like we were on another planet because of how different the landscape was. Going through the hike, I mean, you know, you hike here in California and it's redwoods and it's trees and it's green and it's lush, and it was rock and dirt and clay, but it still was so incredible.
Yes.
And we would like, I know you're not supposed to do this, but I didn't know. We like built little like rock towers, and it was just a really, really fun trip. It wasn't like a big spontaneous adventure, but I think of a lot of little memories like that of us going to places that we'd never been before and doing like little hikes and doing treks and feeling briefly like, I think I'm going to die on this hike. I think I'm too tired and no one will carry me because it's too hot to carry another person. But also just how much fun it was.
Yeah.
It's just, I remember it so fondly and just really feeling like we were on another planet.
I love that. That's
which was
so
great.
cute. And being in like nature and seeing them up close is another kind of adventure.
Absolutely.
So I love it. Which my memory is also kind of in the same lines.
Yeah.
We went to Banff. This I've gone on like I've gone on many like trips with my family, but this one it's my mom, my sister in Canada, and their family, and myself. So we're a small group of people. But it was my mom's, I believe, 50th birthday or 55th. I cannot remember. Sorry, but we went to the peak of the mountain that they had, and it was like really cool just being there with my mom, being able to do that with her and being like, look at us, we're here. That was a memorable moment. It's very simple. It's not like we don't know we're going here, blah, blah, blah. But like I think just the moment of my mom's 50th, and we're there together and we're climbing to the top to the peak and we're right here. It's also very beautiful. So I love that one. It's in nature. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Though, because of what you said, where you were like, man, it was also like the moment and like being there. I think that's also so important. Is like obviously we talked about too like solo adventures that we went on and how fun that was. But there is also something just so good about trying something new with people that you love or going somewhere new with people that you love, because sometimes like in the same like cliche of like, oh, it's not the destination, it's the journey. Like, but it really, or like maybe it was the friends we made along the way. So
it really is
the friends you make along the way is the thing that makes it so good. Like a little like hike through nature may not feel like such a big deal, but I remember how fun it was being with my brother and like running around and like doing like anytime we went on any kind of hike or adventure. The best part was the two of us interacting or like us interacting with our parents. And like you being like, oh my gosh, being there with my mom for her birthday and like being at the peak, like all of us together. So like those are the moments that sometimes make it like the best
adventure
thing. Which also I would say if you at home are trying to figure out where do I start with an adventure, you can totally start with a solo adventure. But if you're like, that makes me feel really, really nervous,
take a friend.
Take a friend that you're like, okay, whatever happens, if this person's here with me, we're going to have a good time.
Like no matter what happens, we're going to be fine.
And your adventures, again, they don't have to be outdoor adventures. We were saying on our way over here, because we drove past the aquarium, how much we love the aquarium and how it's the best ever. Like, take an indoor adventure.
Yes.
Indoor Kids Unite. You can go to other indoor locations.
You can. We did have, like, both of us together, we went to the Interactive Museum in San Jose, and that was really fun.
That's the best.
That was planned, but it's still an adventure.
It was still an adventure. You said you'd never been before?
No, I've never been before that.
And I was like, let's go, new place.
Yes.
I've been there 1,000 times. It's fun. And an adventure, and even that, like, adventure doesn't have to be a new place.
Right.
I know we tend to think of that because, like, it's an adventure. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's go. But an adventure can be you and a friend going places that you've been before and being like, come on, we'll just do something we don't normally do today.
Yeah.
You and I don't normally go to Monterey.
And we created our adventure by being together because it's so different. It's a different kind of dynamic and
having another person is automatically going to make an adventure because you don't know what that other person's about to do.
Exactly.
We were driving to the park and then they said, what if we got on a boat?
She didn't know I was going to do that.
What if?
What if? And we went. It was really fun though.
And
it was a perfect weather for it.
It was. I'm sure we'll have some B footage clips of us
You'll maybe hear us
being
going,
stuck
we're
in a
stuck, we're
bush."
stuck, we're stuck.
us chanting we're stuck because we didn't know how to pedal. They really did not give us training. They just said, "You got this."
No, they just went, put on the life vests and go for it. And I'm
He
like,
said, "Avoid
okay,
the shore, left, right, straight."
left, right, straight.
Good luck.
And we had to figure out what left, right, straight was.
Man,
Yeah, that today's an adventure,
today
which is very fun.
an adventure.
Yeah. So I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
But I really had fun going on an adventure. As we
Yes.
said, like, let us know in the comments below. Share with us, like, if you gone on any adventure or if you have any suggestions.
Or if there's any adventure that you've been meaning to take. Because again, an adventure is just doing something new, doing something outside your norm. So maybe your adventure is that you're going on a date for the first time. Maybe
Yeah.
your adventure is you are trying a new restaurant. You're starting a new job. You just moved into a new place. There are so many different kinds of adventures. Or maybe you've got somewhere awesome that you're getting ready to go. And tell us all about it. We want to hear.
About it. I want to know.
We want to know. If you've got a favorite adventure memory, tell us. If you have an idea of something crazy for us to do, we may not listen, but you can tell us about it.
Exactly. We may need to plan it way ahead of time. Maybe we'll do it or not. We'll see.
Maybe we'll do it. You know what I always think is an adventure? If they follow us on social media.
That's a different kind of adventure. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify at wopc.podcast.
You can send us, if you have long adventures to tell us about, you can email us.
Yes. Also, please like, share, subscribe, and also rate our podcast.
Yeah, I always forget you can do that.
On Spotify.
This whole podcast has been an adventure because we keep learning how to podcast as we go.
It really is. Also keep learning about new things about myself and about technology. So
it's incredible.
Yeah, it really is taking yourself out of your comfort zone and just growing you as a person. So,
and thank you for coming on this adventure with us. Both this podcast, we just celebrated 6 months, and also literally today on this
episode. Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Well, I hope you have fun with your adventures and you have spontaneous trips planned.
Or well-planned, organized trips. Whatever you prefer.
It's all good. All right. We'll see you later. This has been your host, Althea.
And your host, Maya.
And we'll see you next time.
We didn't get attacked by a single squirrel. Let's go.
And the seagulls didn't get us.
Could you imagine if none of that recorded?